Mr. Ashok Kumar Khurana, the Director General at Association of Power Producers, is joining us now for this special discussion. Mr. Khurana, afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. Let's get your take exactly what's happening in the Indian power space in your view. Changes in policy making, the demand-supply environment. What exactly is leading to, there is such a lot of excitement in the market. There is good talk coming in from many power-related corporates we speak to. They sound very energized. What is your take?
Firstly, thank you very much. See, with the economic activity picking up, the power sector has seen a massive demand revival and we expect it to increase by another 8 to 9% annualized. Earlier, the problem was that the demand was sluggish, so capacity was lying idling around. But now the demand has picked up. Only yesterday, if you notice, we supplied in the peak 233 gigawatt in the month of August, which is the highest we have supplied till date. And this time is supposed to be a lean period for power, not the peak period. And this revival in demand, if you ask me, is basically the outcome of a series of reforms taken in last 5-7 years. Liquidation of arrears, ensuring timely payments, fixation of cost-reflective tariffs, transparent subsidy mechanism, its disbursement and provisioning procedures, laying down quality standards of supply and provision of punishments in case stroke compensation in sake of non-adherence, increasing regulatory oversight and accountability. These are the power sector reforms which have been undertaken in last 5-6 years with different rules. This, along with the increasing coal production, last year to this year, we recorded about 9.2% increase in coal production. And the transportation bottlenecks taken care of. Now, all these combined has resulted in a complete turnaround in the performance and outlook of thermal segment in India. This change, if you see, has not gone unnoticed to domestic and the foreign investors. And the foreign investors have now shown great interest in the entire supply chain of power, that is generation, conventional and renewable, transmission, distribution, all these sectors, and recent block deals taking place through Abu Dhabi National Energy Company. They have immense interest in Adani Transmission. You have the Canadian pension fund coming in the Powe Energy, GSW.
Yeah.
Energy GQG investment in Adani's generation.
Right. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about, Mr. Khurana. The series of block deals, like you also just highlighted, be it a JSW Energy or Adani Power, how the influx of foreign capital only enthuses further investor confidence into these companies as well, which for, almost a decade were almost treated like untouchables.
Shimaide, this is actually nothing but an acceptance of the emerging power demand and the reforms undertaken in the last 5 years. That the sector, as you said, was untouchable before, has become very attractive, not only for the foreign investors, even for the domestic. If you recall, 3 years back only, there were no taker for stall projects. Today, you see domestic and the foreign PE fund contesting for stall projects. There's a demand for them also to take over. So this is basically a endorsement of the reform process, coal production increase, and the demand revival. You combine all these three, this is what has resulted in the outcome.
Mr. Khurana, we are also observing that, the entire value chain of the power sector is witnessing interest and reform. the legacy companies, the new age companies? What exactly do you think, or if you could help us understand, would have gone in the minds of these big institutional investors? They've been watching Indian power sector for a very long time. How are they? What would have gone into their decision making?
Himalayas, if you actually see, the history of power reform. We got huge investment in power sector way back in 2008 to about 11, 12. Then things went wrong because of coal shortage, demand supply mismatch and all that. So all these things are being watched by the investors. They have been watching the steps being taken by government in last 5 years. And the huge investment being undertaken by government in infrastructure. All this has resulted in the performance in the power sector. In fact, all the developers today are looking to actually invest in the power sector supply chain, some or the other, and buy those assets, which, frankly speaking, were untouchable before. You saw the race for Meenakshi and other projects where everyone was fighting to get a slice of the thermal projects. But they see the demand will increase, and along with renewables, the thermal power, the coal power will have a significant role in the energy mix of country. Like the very big example comes up is what yesterday, when we touched 233 gigawatt, 80% of that peak demand was met by coal. So coal is here to stay for next 2 to 3 decades. But that does not mean that we have not committed to decarbonization. We are committed fully to decarbonization and the goal set for us. Even in the recent G20 meeting in Goa, it was accepted that it is a phase down of coal, but not the phase out of coal. And coal will stay because every country has to plan its transition based on objective. And our transition actually is pinned on the 3 main objectives. That is energy security, energy access and affordability, and sustainability. The above 3 objectives need to be advanced simultaneously with the transition objective. And government is committed to 500 gigawatt and to 5 million metric ton annually of hydrogen production. So what we are doing is we are going full throttle on all this, along with huge investments in transmission, interstate and intrastate. Corridors are being built so that the energy made anywhere can reach anywhere.
Sure. Mr. Khurana, I also want to understand, just look at the sheer size of the block. This is the first time we've seen the 8% of total outstanding bought by an institutional investor in single company in one block. Not only that, just previously Qatar Investment did the same in Adani Green. GQG not only bought in Adani stock but also in JSW Energy, by the way. So it appears that a few of the conglomerates, the kind of work they're doing in thermal, which is the legacy kind of a power space, as well as the new energy transmission, as well as new energy side, the entire value chain they want to own. What I want to understand from you, that this transformation which is kick-started by the government in the space, does it appear that it is prolonged, it will carry on for a few years? Because these are very long only blue-blooded kind of investors who are coming in. They usually want to hold their positions and see it play out for 5, 7, 10 years.
See, basically, I'll put it, these foreign investors, there's a vote of confidence in the Indian policy reforms and those private developers whom they are trusting these investments. They are here for a long time because they know with Indian per capita power consumption so low and government committed to achieving 7 to 8% economic growth, they are they know the power demand is going to really exceed the current projections even, and all these, and therefore in the energy landscape, as it is evolving, not now, as it's evolving, there would be adequate space for renewable and conversion. So they don't want to miss the bus now, and they want to also take a part of the cake here.
Why not? Mr. Khurana, such a pleasure having you on the show today to really help us understand and dig deeper into what's really happening with the power sector and why such interest this time around from some of the marquee FIIs across categories. Good speaking with you.